I'm going to tell you a story about why I ran, and I've told this, and I think the Democratic Club down here heard it, but there were a lot of people that didn't. I went down to the veto session last September, and I was not in favor of the tax cuts, and I was standing up in the stands where I was up in the gallery, and there was the legislator that stood up, and she was opposed to the tax cuts, and she'd been an elementary teacher, obviously, in her previous career, and she said, we have to not have these tax cuts because it'll hurt the children. And people started laughing all around. There's some pretty rough people in the crowd that day. And they started laughing at her. I was like, oh, this isn't good. And about 3 legislators later, a gentleman, using the term very loosely, got up and spoke, and he was in favor of the tax cuts. And he used her voice with his male adult voice, and he mocked her, and he did, and we shouldn't do this because, and everybody in the place started laughing. Speaker Jones didn't cut them off very quickly, kind of let it roll. And I was like, oh my God. I was disgusted at how it wasn't really mean, but it was snarky. It was snide like you get from sophomores, all right? And I taught high school for 31 years. I'm on the Odessa School Board, and I've been on board for 14 years, not consecutively. Took time off for a while. And I left there going, why would anybody, Gary or I, in our right mind, really want to be down there? And about Thanksgiving, some people in the Odessa area and the Lexington area came to me and they asked me to run. And my first reaction was, why? Why would I want to run? And turns out that a very good friend of mine who served on the Odessa School Board, he's also the head of a labor organization in Kansas City, said, well, Henry, if you don't run, you're just going to leave it to the people like that who are down there. And I went, Guilt Trip City, here we come. And so that's why I'm running. And I can tell you all about the things that I'm for. I could probably roll over on Gary and say I'm for everything that Gary's for, and I think that's pretty good. We have to understand that right now the corporate interests are running this place. You have Alec, you have the Koch brothers, you have Sinkfield, and they're throwing huge amounts of money, and the common folk are getting lost. Did you know that the biggest economic class in America now are the working poor? Now think about that for a while. When the people that were my age graduated from high school, there were all those good paying jobs. You didn't need a high school education. Well, you know what? They're not there anymore. And the Republicans don't care. The Democrats do. And you have to send people like Gary and myself down to Jeff City to try to make a difference.